This video is part of a Windows Active Directory series focusing on key server roles and features. Previously, we covered Active Directory Certificate Services, ADCS, installation, user and computer certificate templates, enrollments, and GPO configurations. Here, we continue with ADCS, where we'll cover Web Server SSL TLS Templates supporting multiple subject alternative names, SANs. Log in to a privileged administrative workstation or the CA server using an account with domain admin or enterprise admin rights. Open Active Directory Users and Computers, ADUC, or Active Directory Administrative Center, ADAC. I'm going to use AD Administrative Center since I can perform multiple steps in a single interface. Navigate to a target organizational unit, right-click, New, Group. Enter a meaningful group name that reflects its purpose. Provide a clear description and any relevant administrative notes. Leave the group scope as global, since this group will only contain computer accounts and does not require email capabilities. In the Members section, click Add. Click Object Types. Deselect all options and then check Computers. Enter the name of the computer that will be issued an SSL TLS certificate and click Check Names. If the target computer has not been created yet, you can add it to the group later. Click OK, followed by OK. Tip: click the arrow in the Windows PowerShell history area to see the associated PowerShell commands. Close or minimize ADUC or ADAC. To create a new template, you must be logged in with enterprise admin rights. Open Certification Authority. If an error dialog appears, acknowledge the message. Right-click Certification Authority Local and select Retarget Certification Authority. Click the Another Computer radio button, followed by Browse. The CA server should automatically appear. Click OK, followed by Finish. Expand the CA server, right-click Certificate Templates, and select Manage. Right-click the Web Server template, Duplicate Template. Compatibility tab. Leave the defaults, but again, I like living in modern times. General tab. Provide a meaningful name describing the purpose. Due to recent industry standard changes, adjust the validity period to no more than 1 year, 13 months, or 397 days. Request Handling tab. Optionally, check the Allow Private Key to be exported if you need to change the certificate format later or export it to another computer. Subject Name tab. Ensure the Supply in the Request radio button is selected, as this is what allows multiple SANs. Security tab. Click Add and add the name of the group you selected or created earlier, and check the Enroll checkbox under the Allow column. This is what will allow eligible servers to request certificates based on this template. Apply and save changes. In the Certification Authority, right-click Certificate Templates, New, Certificate Template to issue. Select your new template and click OK. Log into a domain join workstation or server that is a member of the AD group created earlier with administrative rights. Open the Computer Certificates MMC. Ensure the certificate store reads Certificates, Local Computer. Open Personal Certificates. Right-click All Tasks, Request New Certificate. Hit Next twice. Under your web server template, click the More information is required to enroll for this certificate link to configure certificate settings. Under Subject Name, enter the full distinguished name, DN, using the standard format. Likewise, you can select only the common name from the drop-down menu. Enter a fully qualified domain name, FQDN, in the Value field. If full DN or common name is selected for the type, the CN value should include the FQDN of the target server. For some services, the subject name is authoritative and the CN value must exactly match the target server's DNS hostname. Under Alternative Name, select DNS from the drop-down menu. Since we can have multiple alternative names, we can add both short names and FQDN values. You can even add an IP address. Click Apply, followed by OK. Check the checkbox next to your web server template and click Enroll. The status should read Succeeded with a green check mark. Click Finish. Double-click to open the newly issued certificate. On the Details tab, click Subject to verify the values. Click Subject Alternative Names to verify the entries. For the SSL TLS certificates with subject alternative names to function correctly, the names must be resolvable via DNS or the computer's local host file. The SANs listed in the certificate must correspond to resolvable DNS names. The DNS entries can either be A records, host addresses, or CNAME records, aliases. As long as clients can resolve the certificate names via DNS, the secured web pages and services will function correctly. Verify DNS name resolution using either resolve-DNS-name commandlet or the NSLOOKUP command. If DNS is not available or an entry cannot be added, the local host file can be used for name resolution. However, the host file is not recommended and should only be used for local development purposes or temporary troubleshooting. While ping and the test-net connection commandlet can verify host file entries, legacy tools like NSLOOKUP will not detect them because they query DNS servers directly. The resolve-DNS-name commandlet could prove misleading results since it queries the DNS cache in memory and the local host file. To limit the resolve-DNS query to the DNS servers, use the -no host file option. It is common to have to export an already issued SSL TLS certificate. If the certificate's private key is exportable, Windows exports the certificate to a .pfx file. While logged in with administrative rights, open the Computer Certificates MMC. Under Personal, Certificates, right-click the certificate, All Tasks, Export. Feel welcomed at the welcome screen. Next. If the private key is exportable, select the Yes Radio button. Check the Export All Extended Properties checkbox. Next. For security, we can limit which AD users can open a PFX file, specify a password, or select both options. For this demonstration, we'll specify a strong, tough, hard-to-crack password. Select the password encryption. Next. Click Browse to specify the full path and file name, and click Next, followed by Finish. Celebrate a successful export by clicking OK. Likewise, we can use PowerShell to export a certificate. Open an administrative terminal or PowerShell session. Identify the correct computer certificate using the get-child-item commandlet. Assign a variable to hold the certificate information. Assign a secure string variable for the PFX password. Export the certificate, the entire chain, and all extended properties using the Export-PfxCertificate commandlet. You can check the exported PFX file using the certutil utility. Use the -p option specifying the PFX password when using the -dump PFX option. We can also use the get-PfxCertificate commandlet to view all properties. By expanding the DNS name list property, we can view all subject alternative names. With our Trusted Enterprise CA certificate and SSL TLS certificate with resolvable SANs, we can configure our services to use HTTPS. Windows Admin Center, Azure DevOps Server, yeah, I know the name is misspelled, Power BI Report Server, and we can also secure our Microsoft SQL Server connections using mandatory strict encryption. An important note is that for some services and applications, we may need to modify the certificate private key permissions. Computer certificates, personal, certificate, right-click, all tasks, manage private keys. By default, System and the local administrators group will have full control. Depending on the application, you may need to add the local network service account. Click Add, Locations, and select the local computer at the top. Type Network Service followed by Check Names. For other applications and services, you'll need to add and grant the relevant Active Directory service account read permissions. Click Add, Locations, expand entire directory, and select your domain. Search for and add your domain service accounts. Modify the permissions so that the accounts only have read permissions. Click Apply and save the changes. I hope you enjoyed this video, found it helpful and informative. If you have feedback, corrections, or suggestions, please share them in the comments below. Please like, subscribe, and share this video with others. Thank you for watching. I truly appreciate it.